All right, so we are back for the third and final feature match of the night. Joining me now is Coleman, who was victorious in his feature match earlier today and is now going to be looking at things from Ahu's point of view, while I'm looking at things from Steve's point of view. So Ahu is one of our undefeated players in week one coming into the week. And Steve is he won the most recent league. It was a partners league, but he won the most recent league, and he's made 3 top 8s, and I believe he's only been in 4 or 5 leagues. So he's been very excellently consistent performer. So what are we looking at in Ahu's hand over there?
Casting on Mage's Attendant. Left in hand is 2 planes, a security bypass, and For the Family.
All right, so he's got some a trick and then an unblockable aura. Steve, I did get a look. He was looking over his deck before the match, so I did get to see that he's running a broker's deck. Blue and black are his primary colors, but he is running quite a lot of red cards as well. So he played his 3-2 on turn 2. He has a choice of what to... Well, not really. He's just going to cast his... he's going to play a tap land here. So in hand he has Undercover Operative, which is the rare clone. Wiretapping, the rare hideaway card. Fake Your Own Death, Grisly Sigil, and then... now 2 lands. He had 3, now he has 2 lands.
3 stacked hand.
Yeah, so he has what to do. As long as he doesn't get run over, he has this wiretapping can take over the game. Grisly Sigil can be useful. The Fake Your Own Death. These are good things. The Undercover Operative can clone whatever the best thing ends up being on the board. But if I was just going to keep playing creatures, Steve does have to keep up with it.
Yeah, the Undercover Operative is probably like one of my favorite cards from this set. It's just kind of, you can clone it either side. It gets a shield counter. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to... all right, let's see. He's looking to casualty his Grisly Sigil here to kill off 2 things. Yeah, so I was just going to make him pay the 1, which he was going to pay anyway, which he wasn't going to use any... Oh. He just let it be countered. Okay. So I suppose he wanted that off the board so he could cast his wiretapping on time. Very, very interesting play there. He just used the Grisly Sigil just to get the little wizard token. The little wizard token off the battlefield. He didn't pay for it. Because I guess that's all he wanted to do. Makes sense.
Trying to decide what to pitch here. It looks like choices are For the Family, Cleanup Crew, Knockout Blow, and a Plains.
Yeah, that is his big choice here. The Plains helps him get to a 6-drop, but he doesn't have the second green source. So he's decided to just get rid of the pump spell here. Alright, so Steve drew an Antagonize, which doesn't seem like it'll be of much use at this current moment. So Steve could cast the Undercover Operative this turn, or he could leave up his instants, which are Fake Your Own Death and Antagonize, but I imagine he wants to play something that affects the board here, which would be the Operative. Okay, so he's going to take the trade here. And then he's going to play the Operative as a Mage's Attendant. So he's now going to have the little wizard token that might be able to counter something, or at least make it more difficult for Ahu to cast non-creature spells. Ooh, so Steve does not have an answer in hand for this 4-3, and now he's being faced with another big problem here, which is the Disciplined Duelist. So unless you have a very high toughness creature in play, you can really never favorably enter into combat with this Duelist. For turn, Steve drew a Cutthroat Contender, which is a 1-drop where you can pay life to pump it. So the wiretapping, he found an obscure initiative, but wiretapping is one of the more difficult ones to actually fulfill the hideaway cost, which is he has to have 9 cards in hand at the beginning of his turn. Abu might just take this opportunity to get the wiretapping off the board, deny the extra draw. So Steve just paid 5 mana to do not very much there. So he's definitely behind here. He has
interesting decision to pitch the Jewel Thief and hold the knockout blow. Must be good.
Well, I think he figures he has what he needs in hand to win, so he wants to be able to profitably engage in combat. But his creatures are already profitably engaging in combat with the way they are already. Either way, so
there's headquarters, yes. Cycling land.
Yeah, so there's a Fake Your Own Death and Antagonize in hand, which aren't helping that much. I mean, they might assist in him not losing all of his board this turn, but it's not extraordinarily helpful to have those cards. He still needs to draw better things to do here. So I'm figuring he's going to use the one of his tricks to keep that here. Right, so he's casting both of his spells to try and keep his creature alive, but as that Disciplined Duelist does, it wins combat, which is pretty much always wins combat. All right.
Land's main phrase, so it's looking bleak.
Yeah, Steve's drawn a copy of Murder here, but so that will keep him alive. He'll block the 5/4, murder the 6/6, and then take the double strike damage, I assume. Now, if he puts it on the... Okay, he's putting it on that. Okay. If you put it on the double striker, actually, that's that would have been lethal. Here, it's still bad for Steve, but he gets to have another turn here. So he's still facing down the Disciplined Duelist, and we're going to go to game 2. So Ahu does what I assume he was doing all of last week, which is playing these creatures, having some tricks to back them up, and getting in for wins. Like I said, he was 5-0 last week. Very impressive start to the league.
Yeah. It's a pretty mean-looking Broker's deck.
Yeah, it looked very effective there.
There's a splash for Shattered Seraph at the very top of the code. Yeah. Sleep with the Fishes, Metropolis Angels, Psychic Pickpocket. A lot of cards that didn't come out this round that look.
Yeah, he's just got like all of the marquee uncommons. Or not all, but a good portion. Like we saw Cleanup Crew, we saw the Duelist. Now, you're telling me about the other ones in there. So, yeah, that stands to reason an explanation of why he's been doing so well. Lots of good cards and good plays as well. Steve is looking through to see what he can sideboard in. So, getting a look at his deck, he's very much evenly split among all the colors. Red is the color he has least of, but he still has like Body Dropper and Riveteer's Initiate, like 2 drops that he wants to cast in red. So he's pretty split among all the colors. Was there any sideboarding done on the other side there?
Nope, absolutely not.
Yeah, when the deck works like that, you're good to go for the next game. All right. So Steve's looking at his hand here. He has a splashed masked bandits, the red, green, and black card. So he sent back his hand. He had 3 lands. He a murder which he couldn't cast with the lands he had, and 2 plasma jockeys. And now he's found a 1-lander and now another 1-lander. So things are not off to a great start here.
Over here we had a mulligan. Handful of white cards, 2 forests, mulliganed into 2 forest. Sparse headquarters, Dapper Shieldmate, For the Family, River Tears, Decoy. Okay. And I'm not sure what we sent to the bottom.
Yeah, so now he's sending back 2 cards. He's keeping a 1-lander here, but I think I'm usually pretty conservative with mulligans. Like I mulligan probably a bit more than the average player, but I do think the first hand was keepable. I mean, he had mountain, swamp, so he couldn't cast his murder, but he had 2 plasma jockeys. At the worst on turn 3, you can blitz it to draw a card, and he had a masked bandits, the 5/5 vigilance menace that he could eventually cast, the one that fixes for Riveteer's colors. So that was a pretty conservative mulligan, because I think that's a hand that could be kept. But he decided he wants to be assertive. Like he has a lot of low drops, so he was trying to just get a hand where he could get under his opponent rather than start casting things at 3 and 4. And I mean, he's only got 2 lands, but he did cast a 1 and a 2 drop. But unfortunately, Ahu has cast a 2 and a 3 drop here, and Steve has not found his 3rd land yet. So not much to say when you mulligan to 5, but I think there is a discussion about the 7 card hand at the beginning. So what's going on Ahu's side there?
We just drew a backup agent.
Okay.
Other than that, we have a forest, an island, For the Family, and the Dapper Shieldmate.
All right, so he's just going to be deploying things. He has stuff to do. Yeah, now another uncastable. He draws a black card. Yeah, if he doesn't get his land situation in order here, like he needs lands, but specifically he needs swamps. I mean, he has an exhibition magician, so any land can get him that, but he has a murder in hand, which he's very far from casting. So I guess he's just going to take the shield counter off of the Shieldmate here.
And deploy For the Family here.
I guess he's using his trick to keep the decoy alive. Yeah, so this way now, the decoy can now eat something next turn. Can eat the Hypnotic Grifter. Yeah, so he drew another black card. So he's just going to get his Hypnotic Grifter eaten by the decoy and also take 7 on top of that. So this is spiraling.
Lots of extra mana over here, so I figured why not going for the lifelink.
Yeah, well, if he's not doing anything else with his mana, he's doing that. Okay, so he's drawn his swamp here. Let's try and figure out if it's too late or not. He can cast the Exhibition Magician. He can also cast a Body Dropper. I assume he's casting the Exhibition Magician. So now the question is, he needs the mana, but he also needs the body. So let's see what he decides here, which token to create. So he's gone for the body here. He's at 10. He can't afford to take too many hits here. Okay, the Regulator is going to tap down the 2/1, and it's going to force the 1/1 to chump block, and he takes another 7. Yeah, with the mana situation that he has, I don't think there's anything that gets him out of this, especially with this creature lockdown. Yeah, so he's drawn another black card, Extract the Truth. There's too many lethal things going on the other side, so this looks like it's going to get wrapped up. He has a Grisly Sigil here, which can gain him a bit of life, but don't think it'll be quite enough. Yeah, so second game, unfortunate game here with the mulligans and the mana situation, but congratulations goes out to Ahu, keeps his winning streak alive, and thanks for watching the 3rd and final feature match. We'll be back next week with 3 more. And thanks to the players and to Coleman, as always.